Welcome back to Quiet Money Podcast, the number one show for going through the ups and downs of life. Stay tuned. We coming up next. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Quiet Money Podcast. This is the number one show for going through the ups and downs in life. I'm your host, Dex. It's holiday time. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I got my co-host with me. She's feeling great, I hope. How you doing, bro?
Hi, I'm Randi, the co-host of Quiet Money Podcast.
What's up? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What's going on? What's up with you today? What the energy? You usually be a little higher lately.
I know.
What is it? What's going on with you?
Backsliding.
I know. Crazy.
And then I worked out today. I haven't worked out in like a good. I think it's been a little bit more. No, I don't know. It's been at least a week.
Right.
And I just feel so sluggish and just.
That's the thing with holiday time, though. You know what I'm saying? Like food, you're not as active. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we'll be in.
Yeah,
I feel the same way. Like I ain't been eating right. You know what I mean? I could feel it even just sitting down in a chair. Like I'm like, yo, I ain't been doing it right, but it's okay because we can put a little stop to it real soon, right? Today. So what's happening with all the leftovers again? Chocolate?
We don't have a lot of leftovers.
What about like the 8 cheesecakes that's in the fridge and all the cookies and the rum cake? Look, the spread. First of all, the reason why we feeling like this is a good and bad thing, but the food we had was crazy. The spread was crazy. Christmas was really good. You know what I'm saying? From the lamb, that was so good. You know what I'm saying? The mac and cheese, the sweet potatoes that you made, that took it to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What else? The turkey was good.
Yeah, that was the best turkey you ever made.
I actually ate a piece of ham.
It was good, wasn't it?
I know. I shouldn't be eating that.
I know. And then look, I'm getting better as a cook too, because I took the drippings from the ham.
Yeah, you made some shrimp and grits. Yeah, talk about your situation. The next day you was up early taking drippings from this and doing this whole thing. I smoked it upstairs.
I was experimenting. For those of you who don't know, I have been really focused on learning how to cook in 2023, and I have made a lot of progress. So I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of you. Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
I was like, you know what? Let me take these drippings,
Right.
Turn it into some gravy.
And it came out good, right?
The shrimp and grits in it.
Yeah, you had your naturally grated, you know what I mean, hand grated cheese and your grits and all that.
I sure did. It take it to a whole nother level when you grate the cheese yourself.
And the thing is, you said something that I hadn't even realized. You was like, why is it when we grate it ourselves, it be trying to clump together? But then when you buy it already grated, it don't do that. It just stays perfectly separate. It'd be like, why? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think going forward, I'm going to buy my own cheese and grate it and probably like stick it in the freezer.
Yeah.
And then just take it out as I need it.
Is that much better for you?
Probably. Do you see how quickly it started clumping
Well, you
together?
got that machine. I ain't got to break my arm to grate the cheese. Now I got the machine, so everything's cool.
Well, we've been doing good with like cleaning up our diet. And I think that as you slowly do things, like I want to buy a juicer, invest in a juicer. But as we, I don't think we have to go from eating terribly to eating amazing. But it's like the little things that you do that add up over time.
True.
So.
Now, the holidays, you know what I mean? Our show, Ups and Downs of Life, good and bad. We talk about everything on here. The holidays is a lot of good that comes in the holiday, Christmas holiday. You know what I'm saying? We experience a lot of good, whether that's good food, whether that's family that's coming over, whether that's just enjoying spending time with each other, watching the game. Like a lot of people do some of these similar activities on the holiday, which is really good. You get gifts. Like we got up not as early as usual, but we was up by we did by like 7:30. We was opening all the gifts.
It was not 7:30.
It weren't 7:30?
It was like 8:30.
It wasn't 8:30.
It was.
It was later than you. Usually we're up like 6, but it was later. But anyway, our tradition, which we done, is we usually open up a gift Christmas Eve. So everybody, well, the kids for sure, they got to open up a gift Christmas Eve. They was excited about that. Then we got up pretty early, not super early, but we got up, opened up all the gifts, did these stockings, took pictures. had your sister and everything on the FaceTime to include them. Like these are things that we've been doing over and over, like
every year.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, those are like traditions, and everybody has their end. You know what I'm saying? But it's a good time to like experience damn traditions. I really enjoy Christmas because we got to do some things, really simple things that we used to do a lot that we don't get to do as much, like play cards. So like we were sitting down playing spades and just watching the game. And that's something so simple, but like everybody's older now. People's got lives. People's doing all different types of stuff. We don't be sitting in the house at our house like we used to, playing cards and talking and eating.
Yeah. We used to do that all the time.
We used to do that all the time, right? So now in that moment, it's like, yo, this is really nice. But it's like, oh, I haven't had this for a while. You know what I'm saying? So we got to experience that, which was nice. Now, some of the downsides of the holidays, which I think we have gotten better at, is like, you know, finances, buying things, expenses. We hosted this year.
Yeah.
As well as did pretty good in getting gifts for everybody and stuff like that. And but I think the good thing is that it hasn't, I don't think, you let me know if you disagree, but I think financially it's become better and better in how we did it, where we can experience it and enjoy it, but know that we didn't go way too far. I don't know if you noticed, but like I didn't know shopping without letting you know.
Right. Yes. And I appreciate
that's a change, right? So like everybody that's you're with your honey, you're married or whatever, like you be trying to, like, one thing I'll do is I'll come in late with all these gifts and try to make everything all amazing and stuff. You be sitting there with anxiety. You know what I'm saying? But this year, no. You let me know what was going on. I let you know what was going on. It's a lot of communication.
It was. And we went shopping together too a couple times. It was nice.
Everything was together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I changed. You see what I'm saying?
You changed, honey.
So that's one thing that helped. But for some people, it don't be like that, you know? It be stressful. You be spending money you don't have. You be finding yourself after Christmas with some type of regret. You know what I'm saying? But we weren't in that position. I appreciate that about you. But I was watching something on Instagram. I want to get your thought on this. I don't remember the guy that did it, but I was watching something on Instagram, and I found it interesting because I really got this guy's point. I didn't agree with it 100%, but I don't want to say what I think. I want to get what you think first. The guy was talking about how, like, our people, you know, we're black people, you know, but how we need to look at the holidays as like a gimmick. Pretty much. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about like all of these holidays that we have towards the end of the year, like Halloween and Thanksgiving, and now we got Christmas, and then you got New Year's, and you got whatever. Like, it's like pulling all of the money out of you towards the ending part of the year. So a lot of people that made the money or whatever, and then it's not a coincidence that you got all these holidays towards the end of the year that basically you give all your money towards it, so then you find yourself at the end of the year being broke. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, what if you didn't participate in none of the holidays? You know what I'm saying? No Christmas participation. Don't do nothing for Thanksgiving. We ain't buying no costumes on Halloween, nothing. And like took all that money and like invested it. And you know what I'm saying? And did something. He said, imagine if everybody did that, where we would be in the next year. We'd be starting our businesses. We'd be doing our things and stuff like that. What do you think about that?
I think the holidays are what you make them.
What do you mean?
And if you choose to spend all this money and like do the stereotypical things, like that's a choice, but you don't have to do that. And for example, think about Halloween. Like, I don't really want to celebrate Halloween, but I understand that the kids like to get dressed up in costumes and all that stuff. And what do we do this year? Hey, y'all, instead of going trick-or-treating for Halloween, let's go out to eat.
Right.
We didn't spend any money on costumes, no money on candy.
We did spend some money though, because we went out to eat.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, okay, like that's what we did for Halloween. You can do like for Christmas. You can do the same thing. Like, it's what you make it, and it's not about the gifts, it's about the reason for Christmas. Like, we're celebrating Jesus's birth. So the guy has a valid point. Like, if you get all caught up in that stuff, then yeah, you could have took that money and did something else with it. But for me, and I've been thinking about this too, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I was kind of thinking, like, our daughter was saying how our Christmases are normally pretty big with the gifts and stuff. And we're not really materialistic people. So I started thinking like, well, normally throughout the year, we don't spend on materialistic things. We're normally spending money on an experience.
For sure.
So I don't really mind it being a big thing for us.
That's a good point. Nah.
Like, our kids don't be like, hey, let me get the new.
And we don't, yeah, you're right. That's a good point because we don't even live like that.
No.
So we're not throughout the year really out there buying you the latest sneakers or a new outfit. Like, it's not like something we frequently do at all.
Right.
So yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah.
So we don't be spending a lot of money on like
our kids
stuff.
Wear uniforms.
Right. Yeah, they wear uniforms. Yeah. You know, they don't get a lot of like just stuff
right. And when
like,
they want something, they'll let you know, hey, my pants they getting a little tight.
So if you're sitting there and you're living in the year where you're raising your kid and you're like, hey, he wants a new game, you go pick up the game. You know what I'm saying? He wants a new outfit, some new latest shoes, you go pick up the shoes. You know what I'm saying? He wants this, whatever. If you've been doing that a lot during the year, I could see it. Those make it harder to have to go do it all over again at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? And with you saying that it makes what we're doing at the end of the year even that more special.
Exactly.
That's a good point with
and
that.
And you notice when they ask for stuff, they think about it for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, can I get this for Christmas? Maybe for Christmas I can get this,
Right, right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on it. It's all about what you make it.
I feel you now. For us, and the way we look at things require money and everything that we talked about, like the experiences, family, everything means the most to us. So like when I wake up and I see these guys excited to open all these gifts and stuff, that does do a lot for me. Like I'm excited for them to have that experience. I think finding a good middle ground is where you've kind of come into play, which is every gift that's being opened, that ain't super expensive either. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sitting there wrapping dog treats for the dog.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or it might be like a little cup for somebody or stuff like that. Like it's the experience of them opening it. It's got the name on it. Mm-hmm. Everybody's watching them, clapping for them, happy for them.
Yeah.
We be the ones that appreciate the really, really nice gifts for the most part, the expensive ones. To the kids, they don't for the most part, our kids are not driven by like, you know what I'm saying? The amount or like what it actually is. You never know really which one they're gonna like the most. This year was a little easier.
Well, Caleb told me that his favorite gift, one of them was a watch.
Right.
He'd been showing everybody
that
this
watch.
Amari.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my niece.
Yeah.
And then he also said, like, I got him a stack of notebooks, like where he can do puzzles and all that stuff. I got that. I picked up those books from the dollar store. One of his favorite gifts. That was a nice stack of them. It was about 6 of them.
Talk about the dollar store. Before I met you, I didn't know if anything that involves getting your presents ready, you get it from the dollar store. The tape, the wrapping, the bags, all that stuff. I used to get that stuff from the grocery store, like little other places. I used to spend a whole lot. It don't make sense. All you're doing is ripping it apart and opening it. Like dollar store, and they got decent stuff in there. I went in there and spent like $30 and got tons of stuff to wrap all the gifts we had and everything. Mm-hmm. And I still didn't even use everything that I got. You know what I'm saying? So holidays was good. Yep. Ate a lot, had a lot of good experiences, spending time with our family, had people over the house. We hosted. All the food came out good. A lot of good memories. You know what I'm saying? And but it was also tough too. And I think some people could relate to this. We ain't gonna stay on this too long, but like when you get around the holiday times, you start to realize also some of the things that may have changed since the last time you had holidays. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of puts things in perspective, hopefully for people to appreciate every time you get to have a holiday with your family and friends and stuff. Because sometimes you look up and it's like, oh, cousin so-and-so is not here this year. Auntie so-and-so is not here this year. She usually would bring this. And now all of a sudden somebody else is bringing it. And you said something that the other day that, I didn't want to glance over, but you said something like, I won't misquote you, but you was like, it's crazy how life just moves on. And I want you to know that did burn in my brain a little bit because I started really thinking like, you're right. Like it's crazy, like all this stuff that we go through or things that we stress about or worry about, and life just goes on no matter what. No matter what tragedy, no matter what bad thing happens, it doesn't stop for nobody. It just keeps going on. And then that's why you gotta figure out a way to go on with it because you like literally don't even have a choice.
Yep.
It's that simple now. That's something you've brought to my life to help me appreciate more. Like, it's not about what you go through or how bad it is or what the impact was or whose fault it was. All right, life's going to go on. You have to still figure out a way to go on with it because there's no pause button. You know what I'm saying? But some people get put on pause. A certain moment in their life happens, is so tragic, it's so bad, that just paused right there. And maybe even as life goes forward, like mentally, they don't go forward with life. Emotionally, they don't go forward with life. Physically, they do because you continue to get old and you're still, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But like mentally, you don't go on with life. And that's hard to do. You know what I'm saying? But you had me thinking about that when you said that about like how life just goes on. And I didn't want to bring it up on the day, but it was like kind of made me say it because I'm like, yo, it does go on. The other thing, that I wanted to talk about today. I don't know how long we're going to pour today, but because I didn't have a whole lot. But listen, the other thing that came to me on the holidays that really, really was resonating with me, and I hope this is something that people can relate to, is as you get older, realizing that you've become the things that you used to look up to. You know what I'm saying? Realizing that, oh, it's now you. You're the super mature adult. You're the one that everybody looks up to as somewhat with some of the wisdom or experiences. You're young, but you're not the young person anymore. Like,
Right.
Think about it. There was a time, holiday season, that we would go to different people's houses and we was the one young love experiencing.
Just showing up.
Think about it.
No dish.
Just showing up, no dish for an experience. You see what I'm saying? We're young, we're going to so-and-so's house, the one that is the governing type person, the one that's the organizer, the one that's the planner, the one that's creating the experience, and we go and experience it. You know what I'm saying? And now we're the ones that it would be like, oh, that was at Uncle Dax's house, or that's at Aunt Miranda's house. That's what we used to do. I had more of an appreciation this year of like realizing that I've created traditions. Because this whole time, I've still been just experiencing it, still looking at myself as the same way I always did. But nah, I'm like the guy that's creating these experiences for my kids for all these years. I'm like a superstar to them. And here they are coming back for the same experience. They looking up to me like the way I looked up to people that did that for me. And I'm like, wow, there's a lot of responsibility in that. You know what I'm saying? I think I have more, I want to be more conscious of that going into next year.
I think we will be. And our oldest son has told me that he wants to have more events at the house and he wants to use the deck. So he likes having people.
That's what's up. So. But I want to be like serious then. Like I want people to recognize, like, if you don't be conscious of like that, what you're becoming, you're going to lose out on everything that comes with that particular phase. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm the person that creates these things now.
Yeah, but you know what too? It's also influential too, because like we're conscious of these experiences, but I feel like it's more recently conscious of it. And even for me, like I'm thinking about the experiences that I had at your parents' house, and you come over to their house and the table's all nice and pretty and fresh flowers and all that stuff. And I'm trying to, like, the influence of that, the feeling I got from that, I'm finding myself slowly trying to recreate it. I don't know if you peeped.
I see. Hey, you know what? You have changed.
I got real tablecloths now. I'm not using plastic anymore.
Hey, crazy.
I'm upgraded.
And it ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
It ain't nothing wrong with that. But it make you feel even a little bit more special. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to the holidays, it's such a season where and throughout the year, but definitely on the holidays, especially when you're older, you're giving. You're buying this, you got to give. You're giving to this person, giving to that person. But that moment to sit down, eat, and be around each other and all that, it's been heightened by the way you decorate now, by the type of food we're eating now. You know what I'm saying? Everything from the little holders for the plates and all that. The room's different now, the fireplace, like everything enhances the environment. And I'm recognizing how much your soul needs that. Especially as you're going through life and things are happening, like you gotta like recharge your soul, and people don't really know how to do that. Like, how do you recharge your soul? Your soul's being replenished all year long, just like your body, your mind, and all of that. But the soul needs replenishing. You know what I'm saying? Your will needs replenishing. Your excitement to go live sometimes needs replenishing. And it's like, well, what replenishes that? Little things like Christmas and getting up and wrapping all those gifts and sneaking them down, everything that's involved with it. Even though it's work, I was replenishing. I could feel it. You know what I mean? Being there, having the food we have, having family over, you know what I mean? Newlyweds and
laughing and joking.
And my soul's being filled because it's been depleted. You know what I'm saying? Sitting there playing cards. It sounds like simple things. Playing cards with family members that I ain't seen, that I've watched grow up, and my soul's being fulfilled again. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so glad for that because I'm very aware of that. And it's really like, I'm not looking forward to, starting the year and getting back working and all that. But at the same time, I recognize like, yo, my soul was like really depleted for real. Mm-hmm. I could feel that. It was really depleted of like good feeling, love, and just being around people and just being stress free and not always thinking about what I'm not doing and what I'm not. That's the other thing that the holidays could give you for a moment in time. You don't got to concentrate on everything that you're not. People get to celebrate you for everything that you are. I'm happy to see you. I love you. Let's spend time together. You could give a quick break on, dang, I ain't got this business. I ain't got this popping off yet. I haven't paid. You can actually give it a quick break.
Yeah.
And let the soul recharge and appreciate everything that you are. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, what happened on the holidays? Everybody you love is sitting around wanting to hug you, spend time with you, take pictures with you, take pictures in front of your tree, exchange gifts with you. It's all celebrating you. That's why it's so dope. But usually every day, we don't be celebrating ourselves. Not every day.
We're just taking care of business.
We're just taking care of business. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, I know even me specifically, I'm going through my day-to-day, focusing more on what I wasn't able to do. What, you know what I'm saying? Focusing on what's even, not even just negative, or what still needs to be done. I know that's a
never ending list.
I know, but that's always there. We wake up with it every day. Every day we wake up with but think about it. Every day of the year we wake up with this is what needs to be done, or this is what hasn't been done yet. It happens all the time, but that's okay. We're working, we're trying to make things happen or whatever. But it's nice to take a little break from that, and we can pick it right back up right now. Because we're getting into the new year and all that. But taking a break from that was nice. Getting a gift or two from somebody was nice. So back to my point with what your boy said was, I found it interesting because I don't disagree with his point on how it would actually make you financially better. But I looked at it and I'm like, life be so hard and it's so imperfect and it puts you through so much that a lot of these ideas and things that we come up with, it's like radical one way or the other. Like very protective. Like, all right, I got to go get this money. I'm going to go, make sure I can go invest in my business next year. So I'm not going to have no holidays. All right. But it's so much that comes out of having holidays. It's so much out of having those moments with your kids and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So even if I didn't spend $1, there's nothing 100% good out of that. I am going to lose something. That's why I like, oh, shit. I don't got no advice for people like that. Facts. Because at the end of the day, I could tell you like, yo, think about the 40 grand you will have next year to invest in your business. Look how far you will be ahead. And that's factually true. But I'm only leaving you with half of the piece. The other half is the real richness of life that you might be not enjoying as much. Maybe you do need to buy a small gift here and there. That's where you come in. It's the medium that makes it good. Mm-hmm. So you can have everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I could tell you right now, I would love to put 40 grand in a new business on January 1st because I didn't partake in any holidays. I would love that. But would I though? Think about the last couple holidays we had. You know what I'm saying? If we wouldn't have took that little trip to Jersey to see United play, we could be pushing this podcast more, putting more money into it or something. Okay. But no. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a good mix. Because the fact that we spent the money and went Jersey has me excited to be in here talking to you on the podcast about it.
Right.
Enriching my life, enriching my soul. And now I could go get riches. You know what I'm saying? Which I do think we're going to get some riches. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Speaking of riches, I've been thinking about something. and I want your opinion on it, but when it comes to us and just decision making, do you think we're more passive or aggressive?
Passive.
Do you think we should change that?
But here's the thing. That's a good question. But do you want to change the real reason we're like that? Because I do want to be more aggressive and more direct and more bold with certain things. But we're getting there. We're warming up. We're going from like nothing to 25%. We're warming up. But there's a reason we're not super bold.
Because we trust God?
I don't think it's that. I love the Lord. No disrespect, but I don't think it's that.
What do you think it is?
I think it's some fear involved. You know what I'm saying? The fear. I think it's fear. I think it's also the unknown sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's also just the fact that it's hard and the amount of work that gets put in, and we don't have a lot of help. And I think we undermine the fact that we don't have a lot of help in managing our day-to-day life, and we're trying to do even more, but we don't have help with the things that we already have, which is quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it limits us. And you get tired sometimes. So I think that makes it like, if I don't have to do this, maybe I could do it later. Overwhelmed is definitely a word that's been throughout our whole situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, I do think it's getting better because of some of the things we've been doing. Like, you're not as afraid because I think that you're willing to go work with other people to make it better. And I think you're also less fearful when me and you is on the same page. Vice versa. So things I'm not super confident in, you give me a little battery in my back. That's what my woman do. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa for you. When we're out on our end, it's a little bit not as easy. So I do think when we both got each other back, it works a lot easier. Maybe when we do that more, we'll be more bold to try things because we're always on the same page. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that has something to do with it. But I like to change it. But I think we have to change it because we know what we're doing is big. We can feel that. So we ain't going to be able to be passive at all. Because we're not really being passive, even though you might think you are mentally, you're not.
I just feel like I could do so much more.
That's all. I think all humans do.
I'm going to always feel that.
I think you always feel like that. But that's a good thing, though. What would you want the alternative? You know what I'm saying? Would you want to wake up and feel like I've did everything already and I'm good? I'm sure that feels good. I'm sure that feels good. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it does. But to me, that gives me like vitality in life to go try things. You know what I'm saying? Like my things with you is the fact that we try things together.
Yeah.
Things that I never ever thought I'd do. You know what I'm saying?
Some stuff.
For sure.
We be trying
all
sorts of things together.
And our life ain't super predictable. We having fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's good. But would you want to change it? Do you want to change it?
I don't know.
Well, you must think something. You brought it up.
No, because I've been thinking about it. Like, what if? Okay. So, like, when I look at myself and I look at the things that I've been able to accomplish, I'm like, okay, you're doing pretty good. However,
right,
I know that I could do better. So I'm kind of thinking like, well, what if I put a plan together for certain things to actually like push myself harder?
Are you going to do that?
I don't know, because like you said, the word overwhelmed comes into play a lot. I'm getting older now, so I need my rest. Like, I'm not team no sleep.
Right,
like, I want to rest. I want to go.
Oh, you're not there to just deplete yourself down to nothing.
Exactly.
All right.
And how much depletion should I do, knowing that I'm a wife, I'm a mom, business on? Like, I wear so many hats. I'm like, I could, work harder, but I haven't used the word being overwhelmed in a while.
Right.
But then I'm like, I've never really had a plan. But I do kind of have a plan. But
I don't know. I'm going to challenge you with that, though, because a lot of times I feel like that be the mistake that we be making. Is we look at ourselves and we like, well, we're here, so let's create this big old plan for us to get from here to here.
Right.
And then it be overwhelming sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So like you want to be a freaking better wife and cook more and everything like that. You do. But you haven't sat here and all of a sudden you're cooking dinner every single night, 2-3 times a day with all new types of recipes. Like, you're not been doing that. But you had a couple meals that are new, that have been amazing, and everybody remembers that. You see what I'm saying?
Thank you.
So over time, you are getting better. You know what I mean? Now, Kirby, my favorite, so I'm going to go reference something he said. But he was talking about being next to people that really, really want to be great. And it's not about if you go to the gym and put 4 hours in, 5 hours in, stuff like that. Like, yeah, what if you do that for a day, then a week, then a month, then a year? But what if you end up doing that for 10 years straight? You see what I'm saying? So look at it the other side as to where we are now. This is where it's going to get real transparent and real. Why do I look like the way I look like now? I don't got nothing against it, but why do I look like this? It's because of how I've been living the last 10 plus years. You see what I'm saying? So if I did things different over a 10-year period, I might be the most muscle bound guy in this whole space, but I haven't. You see what I'm saying? So it's over time. So we want to like make ourselves better super fast, but we be deteriorating slowly over time. You know what I'm saying? Like it be getting worse over like sometimes it takes you 4, 5, 6, 7 years of not maximizing yourself. But then when you realize it, it's like, oh nah, I gotta go level up. No. Yeah. And we put all this pressure on ourselves. This is my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you do need to put action in right away. You do need to put a plan in place. You do need to be aggressive. Yes. But I think we could give ourselves a break. You know what I'm saying? And just like weight, the weight comes on way faster than you lose it. It's kind of the same thing. Like I go in the mirror and I see that I'm 20 pounds heavy. I'm looking big. I do have to have some patience and diligence, etc. Because no matter if I go outside and run for 5 hours straight, I'm not going to lose all 20. I have to do some consistency. Right. That's the other word you've been saying. And let's just say that. What's our problem? Probably our biggest problem. We got a consistency problem. Pervasively with us, we got a consistency problem. And so does so many other people that are listening to me that have had amazing ideas, have started things with their friends, family members, whoever it is. It didn't work out, didn't finish it, chopped around 4 or 5 different jobs, fluctuated all different types of weight, all different types of diets. We are consistency. That's like the hardest thing. Consistency problem. We have spurts. Consistency. So over this whole time I've known you, I've seen you do a spurt is amazing. You see me do a spurt that's amazing. No consistency or lack of consistency.
Yeah.
Think about some of my up periods. You know what I'm saying? Think about when I'm after this first couple months I went to personal training and then I had like a 4 or 5 block window where I was on it every day. But that's not how it is right now. Consistency changed. You know what I'm saying? Me and you, we have a quick little block. We go out of town. Then we go on a couple dates, you know what I'm saying? We're having a little time, getting out, party a little bit. But then what happens? What happens after your 40th birthday party? 2000 party. We're going to wait another 7 months to go out again? The answer would, the way we'll be living? Possibly. To that level? Yes, we're in the house always entertaining. But we got to get out the house. But it's a consistency thing. So you probably felt really good on your birthday.
Did I?
You're not even thinking. Yeah, but look. You're not even thinking like, yo, he's right, because I don't even know when I'm gonna feel like that again. Because we don't go out clubbing like a lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but I don't want it to be like that. Because I saw that you had a good time, and I'm always took you out. You know what I mean? That's how we kind of got where we're at. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, take you out in all types of boots all over your knees and all types of crazy stuff that you was wearing. And that's how we got her. You know what I mean? And that's how we got here with all these babies. You know what I mean? But nah, it's like a consistency. So I think if we work on consistency and sacrifice, we'd be all right. Consistency, sacrifice. Both of those together would put the loyal layer way in the past.
And what's the loyal layer?
Everything that I don't sacrifice. The loyal layer is that layer of decisions that keeps you from not maximizing yourself, no matter what it is. And everybody's got it. If you, at some point in your life, if you really be real about yourself, it's something that you know that you don't push yourself 100% in. And the example I gave, whatever episode it was like the fact I ain't got no 6-pack right now. Stomach is okay, but I ain't got no 6-pack. Why? Because every time I eat good, I have some decisions. I won't let go candy and sodas and all types of crazy stuff, late eat. I won't eat Taco Bell no more after I saw how it was made. That's crazy disgusting. I'll never eat that. But you know what I mean? The loyal layer is the fact that I can literally look at my stomach and be like, yep, those are this couple decisions that I just won't give up. And I'm like, what if I did? What if I did? You know what I'm saying? So that's the sacrifice part, that and then the consistency. So sacrifice those things that are not so good for you. Sacrifice them. Let them go. And then add in something good and do it consistently. What if we did that?
I think I think we should. I think we've gotten better at it, but with 2024 here, I think we should focus on like consistency, self-discipline, and then what's the other thing you just said?
I don't know. What I say? I said consistent. What did I say? I didn't say no self-discipline.
I'm adding self-discipline.
I was about to say, I didn't say that.
Excuse me. Goodness.
Wait a minute.
Doing my job?
My bad. Tripping.
What was this? Did you say start with an S?
Sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
Sacrifice, consistency, and what's the third thing you said?
Self-discipline.
Self-discipline. We're going to do them 3 things. So the things that are not so good for us that we've been hanging on to, whoever it is, it might be something you're doing, something you're eating, somebody you talk to, whatever. I don't know. Sacrifice it if it's not the greatest thing for you. You know what I'm saying? Sacrifice it, replace it with something good, and do that good thing consistent.
Okay, so let's get specific here. Okay. Can we have that attitude towards food?
Yeah, it's hard though. No, it's hard though. I'm saying
self-discipline.
It is. It's hard.
I know it's hard.
It's hard. But hey, you know what though? Let me tell you something though. You know why it's hard? Because as you're going through the ups and downs of life, factually, it makes you feel a way. So when your feelings are not always good, that impacts your eating, that impacts how you're doing things, impacts even how you talk to people. You know what I'm saying? So I think to really help with that is adding something that will make me feel good more often. You know what I'm saying? Like that soul replenishment. Because as I go through my day to day, I'm stressed out this. Now I tell myself, I have an excuse. Like, it's okay for me to go eat this. I'm had a hard day. It's okay for me to go do this. I'm stressed. It's okay. I'm going to just have me a drink. I've had a long week. Don't say nothing to me. That's how I am. I always got a reason. But that's probably an excuse.
So what are you going to replace it with?
I don't know. I'm taking suggestions.
Oh, okay.
What should I replace it with?
Let us know what you think.
What should I replace? My snacking, my late night eating, my candy eating, you know what I'm saying? And my lack of consistency working out. What could I replace it with to feel good about myself so I would do these things because I know I'm like an 85%. I know it. But my 100 would be so amazing. You know what I mean? But going into next year, I want to add consistency, sacrifice. Because those are the things I don't do. And I know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sacrifice is not just saying, oh, you can't have anything or anything, but like, it's just being real. Be like, what's the things that hold you back? There's things out there that hold you back. It's okay to admit it, right? They hold you back. Doesn't mean that, because you know that they hold you back, you're not going to end the podcast and go do it because whatever reason, it might be something attached to you, might be something difficult for you to let go. You're a human being. It's tough, but be honest and say, yeah, I know this has held me back. Probably need to pray about it for sure to get the strength. With certain things that are holding you back, you got to pray about it to get that strength. You don't just hear us talking on a podcast and then all of a sudden you gassed up. You got to get that strength from somewhere. And sometimes that strength needs to come from, actually all the time, that strength needs to come from the person that gives you strength. You know what I'm saying? So that it's authentic, and I don't know where they say this in the Bible, but I'm heard it before, so we're just going to go with it, but I'm sure it's there. But it's like, having your heart changed. When we want to be consistent with things, I think having our hearts change and our minds change will make it easier for us. For example, I always talk about my apartment when I was younger, and I used to be able to have my little prop-up table and put my feet on the table and watch games all the way and play FIFA all the way to certain hours of the night, and nobody will bother me. But now all of a sudden I have kids now and I want to play with them. And it's a different experience because I'm not going to be sitting there with my 10-year-old getting drunk, playing video games unless I got real issues. And I don't have real issues like that. You know what I'm saying? So as much as I love that experience, I can honestly say my heart has changed. My love for the game has changed in a way where I'm never going to experience it like that again. But I can consistently show up and play video games with my son because my heart has changed and I love that. So there's no issue at all. But if I was able to change my heart towards certain things in my mindset, I know that will help us be more consistent. If my heart was in it, if your heart is in it will. If your mind is there, the body will follow. If your heart is there, everything else will follow. Now, if you really think about it, where's my heart been at with certain things? I love food. Like that's been the thing that I love highest priority. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it will be a point where how healthy I am would be what I love the most.
How much energy
I have, how good I feel coaching, how good I feel being up late and not passing out looking fugly on the couch.
Oogly.
Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah.
Maybe that will be my new love.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay to embrace new love too, but that could be your new love. You know what I'm saying? Me and you have had certain loves. We talk about times where we'll sit up in the bed all day. I'll leave some of these details out because, you know, we ain't that type of podcast. Y'all could do what you want to do with it. You feel me? But we sit in the bed all day doing what we do, watching Martin, just laughing and, you know, whatever. Probably have a bottle nearby maybe. And that's what we did all day up in the bed.
Day.
And we could do that now. But there's no bottle. There's certain things not happening.
Somebody's
Why?
coming to knock
Because somebody's knocking on the door.
Gonna need something.
Or the baby's in the bed too. Rolling around. Right? Mm-hmm. So that's over.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like that.
We could partially do it if we went and got like a hotel.
Yeah. And you experience it for what it was. But here's the thing. Your heart's changed. You're a mother now to 4 kids, yo. And you've become accustomed to a life where your family and your children want to be in the same room with you
all the time.
All the time. So now your heart's changed to the point that it don't matter if I take you to Belgium, I could take you to any place in the world and the most romantic suite and the best views and the most expensive champagne or whatever you want, and it'd be the best thing you ever experienced in your life. And it's still got an hourglass on it because you would only be able to experience that and enjoy it but so long with me without saying, hey, can we check on the boys? You feel me? Mm-hmm. You would be like a day or 2 max. Can I check on the boys? Can I call you? That could be on the phone. Get our boys on the phone. Get our daughter on the phone. Say hi to everybody. Your heart has changed.
Yeah.
So now you are consistently going to be that type of parent that no matter what you're doing in your whole life, you're going to tap in and check in with them. Make sure they see you. Make sure you see them. But the only reason you did that because your heart has changed now. They're part of you. You love them so much. So that's why you could consistently be a great mother, man. So that's why if our hearts change and we fall in love with something else, it's not going to be so hard. I think it becomes so hard because we want to change our actions, but we don't want to change our hearts. We don't want to change our minds. We don't want to change the things that actually drive what we do. We just want to change what we're doing. That's why we can't do it consistently. Because it's not from here. It's just from here. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's why you can't do it consistently. But the things that you do consistently, they're in your heart. That burger you keep eating, you love that joint. It's in your heart. That joint gives you a feeling. It does. That's why you keep go get it, huh? Let me get that feeling, sugar, huh? It gives you a feeling that needs to be replaced. You feel me? And the replacing part is hard, but it has to be replaced. The way and I recognize some of the things we was doing early 20s or whatever, you know, factually for my health as I get older, it's factually proven it's not good for me. Unfortunately, it's actually factually proven that these things are not as good for me or even potentially more harmful for me now. It's true, right? You got COVID, you're 20 years old, people weren't worrying so much about you. If you were 70, everybody had a panic. So it's not even about what's happening, it's about where you're at in your life.
Yeah.
And how it could impact you. That's crazy. Let's think about it. That's crazy. That just came off my head. That's crazy though. It ain't even about what's happening. It's about where you're at in your life and how it impacts you.
Think about, this is random what came to my head, but think about those stuffed crust pizzas.
Oh no.
Could you have one now?
Hey, I could, but I shouldn't. I shouldn't.
But how would you feel eating it though?
I feel terrible. But guess what?
We
used to crush them all the time, but now time has happened and I can associate the feeling of eating that cheese in the crust and it dripping. I can associate that to visual pictures I've seen of myself looking fluffy. So I could not even enjoy it the same forever because I've experienced certain things and my heart has now been changed because in my heart, I was hurt to see certain pictures. My heart was broken to look back and see certain pictures, done, or have certain moments, have certain family members hug you and be like, "Yeah, you got big." You know what I'm saying?
Lie, though. Those pictures will show you.
They show you exactly. Like. Yeah. So if you don't see it, you may not see it, but somebody else sees it, And it ain't just vape. Trust me. There's decisions you're making in your life that is not going well for you. You may not see it, but somebody else sees it and somebody else is feeling it. No matter if you see it or not. Because before I even recognized I was big and all the jokes and pieces and all that, before all that even happened, y'all experience with me was different. I was sleeping on the floor randomly when people had came over. People got pictures of me and they phone looking crazy.
Yeah.
You got kids that want to go outside and daddy don't want to go play. You got clothes that are sitting on hangers because they were lighter colors and you wanted to go with the dark color. You got a closet that's full of funeral clothes because for a couple years, everything you bought was black or dark blue. You guys was already experiencing a different Dexter, not the one that you met, came with boots and a hat and all. Like, you was already being impacted by what was impacting me. And now it's all different. Well, a lot different, not all different. So that was that. But you may not see it, but somebody else is experiencing it, somebody else is feeling. We're not experiencing the world by ourselves. Everybody's being impacted by you, good or bad.
Yeah.
I'm appreciating that more too. You know what I'm saying? The impact I have, not how I feel about myself. Recognizing the impact I have. People don't want to do that neither. Forget how you feel about yourself. Forget if you think you're the greatest. Forget if you think you made your peak like you did and you could be better. All right, bro. Like, take all that, put it in the cup, and then look around and be like, how am I impacting people? Because it might be way different. And you got to deal with both. But a lot of people, they ain't got time to worry about the impact part because they so stuck on themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're so stuck on their own journey and what they're trying to become. And like, that's cool. But as you go through it, you're impacting people and people impacting you. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be aware of that. And your decisions have to help both. You said something, and I know you were saying something that somebody else said, but I want to also work on this for next year, is making decisions because you want to live for your kids. When you said that thing about, people would die for their kids, but would you live for your kids? I weren't living for my kids. I would definitely die for my kids in a second. But was I living for my kids? Nah. Do I make decisions that's in their best interest? Probably not. Not all the time.
Not all the time, yeah.
I make some selfish decisions still. But that's not cool. I'm seeing that, like, because who else is responsible for them? Me. You know what I'm saying? Who else are they looking up to? Who else is they alpha? You know what I'm saying? Who are they going to go into the world thinking that is amazing they're going to try to replicate? Then you can look at yourself and be like, well, would I want to replicate everything that I'm doing? No. You know what I'm saying? No. I wouldn't. But how bad do I feel that way?
Right.
Am I going to show them something different, or am I just going to tell them, like everybody do?
Like
Don't be like daddy. Be better than me. Be better than me. While I'm still doing the things that I want them to be better at. You know what I'm saying? Can't do that. So I got a lot on me this upcoming year, but I do feel like I could feel it. And I think it's a good thing. And I don't even know how we got down this path, but we're going to be more intentional next year, for sure. We're going to plan things. We're going to push on things. We're going to challenge ourselves. Because what am I waiting for? What are you waiting for? Yeah, what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Nothing.
To feel like it.
I know. That ain't never going to come. Like You're never going to feel like it.
So let's just do it.
Oh, gosh. But anyway, you know what I mean? As we're getting into the new year, you see we've been having a lot of reflections and everything. And today we've just been talking about the holidays. And, hope you guys got something from this. And if you ain't followed us before, make sure you follow Quiet Money Podcast.
Give us 5 stars.
Give us 5 stars. Everything you got to do. Every platform, you know what I mean? Spotify, follow our YouTube, Instagram. Just show us some love, because we just keep it real about everything from relationships to money, finances, a little bit of religion. We friends, we married, we got a bunch of kids, all different types of ages. We got a lot going on, but we keep it really real about the good and bad things about us and about the things that we experience. And we want to hear that from you, because that's how we navigate this thing called life together, because it's not all good and it's not all bad. And we need to find a way to work and support each other through it. That's what we believe. It's supporting each other through things. Because no matter how smart you are, how strong you are, whatever, if you're out there all on your own, you're missing some things. You're learning things on your own that you could learn from somebody else. And as soon as you learn it, you're keeping it for yourself. You're not sharing it. We got to share. We're not here forever. You know what I mean? If you care about what's happening after you care about how your grandkids are going to live and your kids are going to live, start sharing these things.
Share your recipes.
Record it. You feel me? Like real talk, like record it.
And speaking of that,
what's up?
You see how I had some tapes digitized, some camcorder tapes digitized.
Oh yeah. I don't even want to leave that. Talk about that. I want you to talk about that.
So I had some old tapes. I think they actually started back in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
But on Christmas we played a Christmas. So basically, these tapes have my family members on them, and some of the family members have passed now. But my two sisters, my two older sisters, came over, and on these tapes from 2007, it was Christmas 07, and it was their father on there who was deceased, and my mother on there who was deceased. We got different fathers, but they didn't even know these tapes existed. So I knew they existed, but I was BSing on getting them digitized. So we played them, and one of them was crying. I wasn't around to see the reaction of the other one, but it was nice for them to get to see their parents. And
I think that's like one amazing thing you did. Yeah. It's just going through that effort. And, you know, back to what I was saying when we kind of kicked off the show today about what the holidays do and how it can remind you of like, yo, people ain't here that was here before. Certain things have changed. But with what you did, which again, I don't know everybody that was in the videos and stuff like that. But what I appreciate from doing that, and I think we should do more and more of it, record things, is when you lose somebody, it's like the hardest thing in the world. And that pain is like indescribable as you go through your life. It's like a pain that sticks with you and it doesn't go away. You know what I'm saying? Rather, time doesn't take away certain pains. You just go through it. And you have moments for the rest of your life. But time doesn't take the pain away. It's just not as recent. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I like that, you know, fighting through that pain to go and experience those moments again. That's super dope. And that's amazing because, like I said, we're not going to be here forever. And you can go watch this video from 2007. And even though it may hurt in certain moments to see certain things, you can feel that again. That day, you can look at it and remember certain things. And what's in your heart is still in your heart. This body is whack. From the day we get it, it starts aging. Even as it's growing, it's on its way to expiry. You feel me? Think about it. From the day you're born, even as it's growing, it's on its path towards expiry. So you got to record things on the way. You got to be okay with looking back to experience certain moments because you won't get to have them forever. And ain't that been the theme of our year? And the last couple of years is just really recognizing we got to find a way to be happy about the things we've had because they're not here anymore.
And that's the thing that kind of pushed me to get it done.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, hold on, if I don't get this stuff published, it's not going to happen. Like these memories and stuff are going to be lost.
Yeah. So we can't do that.
But I think I'm more conscious of it since I lost my mom.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, if I die, which I will one day, and this is not done, so I still got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. Hey, and guess what? Even with us recording this podcast, it's amazing because it's recorded. It's there.
It's there.
And for the rest of my life, whether it's my kids or whatever, they'll always be able to see how I thought about things, how I felt about them, how I felt about you, how I felt about everything. And that's what it's about. Because unfortunately, even though it's the biggest fear of my whole life, one day I can't wake up and tell them to their face how I feel about them. But I'm going to make sure that it's impossible for them to not know. You feel me? It's going to be impossible for them to forget. I'm put it on every platform, record it, and we're going to have hard copies. You're going to see what you meant to me in 08 and 09. You know what I'm saying? Our daughter, you're going to see what it meant to me when I used to walk you here from school, where the first time you came to burn me. You're going to see what it meant to me, yo. Holding you in front of the fan like that. I'm so glad I have that because she don't remember it. But I know how much that made me feel. So if you don't ever remember that moment, take a look at it. That's how I felt about you at that age. That's what it's all about. You take that in your life. You have to. Right now, I coach my son. When he's 30, if I'm still here, he may not remember these games the exact same. Right now, he's talking about the shot he had, and he might not remember. He might be like, yeah, my daddy used to coach me a little bit. I remember that. But I'm never going to let it take away for how much it means to us now, because I'm going to record. We're going to go back and see all the highlights, like his bottle flipping. He don't flip bottles no more, but he could go back and look at that. I won't call it an error now. You know what I'm saying? But I just appreciate like that it's okay to look back and acknowledge the pain, but also bring the love back too. And that's the hard part, but like feel the love all over again. Even in the bad times. Feel that love all over again. That's what life's all about. So I'm glad you did that. You know what I'm saying? That was really cool. And I'm sure your family appreciated that and will remember that.
I can't wait to share with them.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. That's what's up. That's what's up. Anyway, I'm had you on here for a minute like usual. Mm-hmm. But I enjoyed the holidays with you. I enjoyed the fact that we were able to once again, at least for I want to say the second year in a row, be pretty good with the finances. I think our communication was good. We worked together. We found a good medium to create an experience, but still have money, but still be able to go forward. You know what I'm saying? And I want to encourage you. You know what I mean? Don't be too hard on yourself because you really had an amazing year. You did a lot. But it's okay that you feel like you ain't reached it yet because that's just going to keep you hungry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm your biggest fan and I got to sit here and I got to watch you be great. And I'm okay if you don't even see it because I'm just sitting here rooting for you, trying to, you know, be a wingman. You know what I'm saying? I try to throw you the alley-oop so you could dunk it. And that's what I'm here for, right? Feel me? What?
You are so funny.
Anyway.
But I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, make sure you follow us, yo. Seriously. Me and Randy, we just keep it real on our show. And we got so much more coming. Like, we're just getting started. Like, I don't even know where this journey is going to take us. But I tell you one thing. If you want to be a part of the #1 show for going through the ups and downs of life and everything in it, this is where you need to be. This is where you're going to hear both. You know what I mean? And we just keep it real. Right, Beth? Mm-hmm. Till next time. Peace. Make sure you follow Quiet Money Podcast on all streaming platforms that have podcasts. Follow us on Instagram. Leave comments on our videos. Let us know what you're going through, ups and downs. We want to hear from you. We engage with you. And we'll see you next time. Peace.